'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a bird was stirring except for a mouse. The lights were hung by the fans with care in hope that the catchers would soon be there. The chicks were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of mealworms danced in their heads. And I in my boots making one final lap. Now I can settle my brain for a long winter's nap. When out of the farm there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When, what to my wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be my service tech, Nick. So yes, Christmas is here, and we at Southland Organics wanted to not only wish you a Merry Christmas, but take a moment to reflect on the true meaning of Christmas. There are many things that distract us during this time. Besides the fact that the birds don't know it's Christmas, they still have to be walked. Gifts, parties, family visits, and the pressure of the pandemic consume our minds as life plows ahead. The real Christmas story doesn't start in Luke chapter 2. It actually starts in Isaiah, when the prophet foretold the birth of our Savior. For thousands of years, the world has strived for both personal and cultural peace. We've had great examples of that this year. True peace, though, is only found in Jesus, the Prince of Peace, who was born that Christmas morning. Just as those before him looked forward to his birth, we look back to that moment as the one that changed the world. As a farmer, you can relate a little more to this event than other people. I enjoy seeing many of your Facebook posts on various groups, especially when you post new additions to your family. However, I've yet to see any of you give birth down at the chicken house. But this is pretty much how it went down. I don't know what the ammonia was like or the smell, but I'm sure the ventilation was not good. Why the dirty stable? Why no fanfare? This was the King of Kings, the Prince of Peace. Well, the book of Philippians says that he made himself of no reputation, took on the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of man. And just as it is today, so it was back then. There was no room for him. As a man, I have an easier time related to Joseph in this story, trying to provide comfort for his wife and a place for the Son of God to be born into this world. How inadequate he must have felt. Without cell phones, internet, cars, planes, Christ's birth was anticipated, and dignitaries from other countries came to worship him. Even the government knew something was happening, because Caesar was so threatened by the news of this king that he sent agents to kill the newborn. Joseph did what he could and provided a feed trough for the new king to be laid. What a strange way to save the world. Now, fast forward 33 years later, and we see the purpose for this sequence of events. After a sinless life of nothing but ministering to people, the world rejected him as king. His life ended through a cruel death meant for the worst criminals. 2 Corinthians says he was made to be sin for us, he who knew no sin, that we may be made the righteousness of God in him. Another Joseph enters the story. He was a very wealthy man preparing a royal grave. So Joseph did what he could and provided a royal grave for who the world saw as a criminal. What a strange way to save the world. It didn't end there. 3 days later, the king rose in victory to give us hope, not only in this life, but in the life to come. And because of his sacrifice, it is simply ours for the asking. As always, if you have any questions or want to talk more about this video, nothing would please me more. So this Christmas, don't lose sight of its purpose. No matter what has happened this year, you can have hope, peace, and everlasting life. From all of us at Southland Organics, we care about you, and we hope you have a very Merry Christmas.